A top-level position at the Ministry of Finance has been filled.
A new financial secretary at the Ministry of Finance has been appointed.
The appointment was made public in the House of Assembly yesterday by Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie.
Well, the Prime Minister says the move is part of the government's stewardship in prudently managing the nation's economy and fiscal affairs.
I want to express my sincere appreciation to Mr. Ehud Cunningham for his many years of dedicated service to the government, the last 4 of which have been as acting financial secretary. I today welcome Mr. John Rolle, who assumed the responsibility of financial secretary on February 1st of this year. Mr. Rolle has extensive experience in the service of the Bahamas within the central bank. During the last 3 years, he served as a senior advisor to the executive director who represents Canada, the Caribbean, and Ireland at the International Monetary Fund.
Staff members of the post office's sorting room were temporarily relocated to the Parcel Post Department yesterday due to that falling concrete incident last week Friday.
Transport and aviation officials, public service staff, and Bahamas Public Services Union officials met with those affected on Monday, and officials assured staff of the government's commitment to ensuring their safety. Unfortunately, Transport Ministry officials admit this situation has resulted in a disruption in mail delivery services to all private letter boxes. However, Ministry of Transport officials expect that full services will resume shortly. Counter services at the general and sub-post offices are not affected by this latest move. Well, the government is now taking action against any possible threat to one of this country's greatest natural resources by formulating a maritime policy and strengthening existing laws.
Well, Charisma Robinson tells us more about how the government intends to create a broad management framework by first looking at the country's marine space and the activities which could possibly be undertaken in that space in the near future.
The possibility of oil exploration in Bahamian waters is something that cannot be ignored. So Transport and Aviation Minister Glenys Hannah Martin says a framework as to what standards the government should anticipate as it relates to oil storage facilities and oil exploration are important.
The policy will assist us in making more considered judgments in decisions that are made and to enact regulations and laws which provide a rational framework for activities to ensure the best interest of the Bahamas is always protected and advanced. 2, we must now consider the economic implications of the Bahamas to the opening of the expanded Panama Canal next year.
Over the next 3 days, members of the Commonwealth Secretariat out of London will be providing the government with technical assistance in the creation of this framework.
The marine environment is vitally important to Commonwealth people the world over.
Hannah Martin says, though, new untapped areas such as hydro energy, sea plants and minerals must be explored as they have tremendous economic potential.
And so this policy will help us understand what that wealth is, how we can extract from that wealth without damaging it or exploiting it inadvertently for generations yet unborn.
And so she says this policy must look at issues of pollution and protecting our waters from invasive species and toxic emissions like oil.
With all of these oil storage entities and industry in general in this country, in particular in Grand Bahama, the proximity of communities like Apindas Point to Aborco raises questions now that, that we've had sort of warning shots.
Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
Who's your icon? Well, coming up, we'll tell you how you can make sure everyone else knows as well.
And champions celebrate in their own backyard. The Cobras and MVP Deontay Strawn honored today at CC Sweeting. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.